guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Sarah, and in today's video, I wanted to give you guys some options on how to use the dashboard layout if you don't want to use it for regular weekly plans, since it is coming in the Daily Duo, and I know there were some people who struggled to use the weekly overview as is in the Daily Duo. Maybe you just need some ideas on how to use that page if you just like to plan out your days on the daily pages. So yeah, I just wanted to give some ideas on different ways that you could use these pages that are different than regular weekly planning. So I just have some mock spreads up just to give you guys some ideas. So the first idea that I have here is a college student planner, or if you're like me and you're an adult student, this is actually a really good layout for academic, no matter what grade or grade level or program you're in. So I just did this kind of as, like I said, they're mock spreads, so this isn't really like anything real for me. But in this section up here, I did a do not forget. I do have some leftover stickers, that's why there's stickers on some of these, but this is a do not forget section. So this is kind of like important things for the week that I need to remember, and she had to register for classes this week, so that is on there. I could have put the code too, like you can put code 442. I don't know. That's her registration code. That's what she needs to register for classes. So she has it there. She can have her plans all in here. Maybe she has a notes page somewhere with her planned classes that she wanted, but that's on there. And then I am not a habit tracker person, so I could only come up with 3. I probably would have covered this with either deco or another like box sticker, but I didn't have an extra one. So you can put whatever you want. So habits are great for students. So I just put some. There's study, reading, and then check in. I figured it would be a good habit to like check in with your class dashboards and just make sure you're up to date on everything and that the professors didn't add anything that you weren't expecting. I did keep this whole section as to do. So she just has some, email advisor, select your classes, update the class schedule, follow up with her group. Maybe she has a group project due. You can also do like this side for school. And then if you don't have a ton, this side for personal, if you wanted to put some personal stuff in here and not just school, or you can keep this all school. Again, this is just kind of some stuff, maybe there's way more you have to do. I know for me, there's way more that I would have to do. And then down here, I just put what she has due this week in class. I do use this section like this when I use the dashboard in real life. So this is mine for school, what I have going on this week, actually. So this is how I would use it. So I put it down here in my mock spread. So she just has, all of her classes listed out and then what's due for each class this week. If you don't do them on a specific day, like I do, like maybe she has different, she actually goes to physical class for this one, not online. So she has, a couple different days to do it. You can put the due dates of each. I just listed, what's due this week in general over here. And then, of course, you can schedule out, she has a test, a quiz for a couple classes. She wants to study here. She has readings she's going to do, and there's 2 lectures this day. She wants to prep next week. You just put in, whatever you have for your schedule. For me, since I'm an online student, I make my schedule like in my head because I don't have to be at lecture or school at a certain time. So like I'll do all my sociology on Monday, all my history on Tuesday, things like that. You can use it for that and just break down all your assignments a little bit more in detail on these pages. That's a good idea also. Here, I thought this would be a cool section to put like if you got grades back in something, like let's say she took this test and then got the grade back the next day, or it was an instant quiz that she took online. You can just put your grades here and kind of keep a running tab of like the grades you got that week. So that was the first idea. This is an academic layout. So that is the first idea. The second idea I have, which of course you can get dashboard kits and dress these up as much as you want to. I just, did little things here and there, or you can just do it in pen. It works great. This one I did for a mom to share with her kids. So this is like a parenting type layout. So on the dashboard, this is for family. So these are things you want to do together, and you or the kids can write ideas in here. Like this family wants to do a game night, go to the park, have a movie night. So maybe the kids decide they want to go get ice cream, so they can write get ice cream. So it's just something to jot down for ideas for family time here. The habit trackers, I did this for 2 kids. I personally have 3 kids. So you can split this. Like this is easy to do for 2 kids because there's 2 sides. You could also just do like, you could cover these up completely and do something else here. You could also, you know, cover, here's kid 1, here's your tasks. Kid 2, here's your task. They each have 2, and then kid 3 would be, here's your tasks. So this one, you know, maybe you alternate chores. So this week, this kid has trash day, this kid has dishes. This one has bathrooms, this one has kitchen. And then they both have to clean their room. So that's just to make sure that they're getting this stuff done. Same thing here. I split it between 2 kids, but you can definitely do as many kids as you want. What I do for my kids is I'll put, like, if I have something for them on my overall to-do list, I'll just put their name, or I color code. I'll put their color next to it. So you can also color code. So like over here, let's say kid 1 has, you know, there's his stuff, and then kid 2 has their stuff, and then your family day is, you know, a different color. So these are, that way the kid can look at, you know, oh, I'm a blue dot. This is all my stuff. So color coding works really well for kids, but I jumped. So we'll go back over here. So, you know, just if you had 2 kids, this splits it really nice for a to-do list. If you have more than 2 kids, then definitely I would color code or put their name next to it and just keep this as a big to-do. In this case, since there's 2, this one, you know, just put baseball stuff here. This one needs, you know, the next size up in clothes. He grew, so we had to go buy him new clothes. And then his hockey uniform ripped, so we have to fix that. Down here in the notes section, I thought this would be a cool section if you left this planner somewhere where, you know, the whole family can see it, where, you know, mom, dad, grandma, kids, whoever can write, you know, notes back and forth to each other. Like, I noticed they did a good job cleaning their rooms, so I wrote a little note to them for them to read. One of the kids wants ice cream money on Tuesday, so, and then he would have put his name here. So just notes to write back and forth to each other, just in case, you know, you're not available at that time, somebody's not home, you think of something and you don't want to forget, you can jot them down here. As far as the schedule goes, like I said, the color coding works great, but you can just put, like, you know, what each kid has going on. And then if there's something that the whole family is doing, you can put it in. So I have school and sports on here just as an example. Down here, I did not fill it out, but there are a lot of things you can do with this section. I use it for dinners when I use this planner, so that actually is a really good idea of what you can put here for kids, because I don't know about your kids, but I always get, what's for dinner? What's for dinner? So you can be like, Monday is pizza, Tuesday is tacos, you know, etc. So you can use this for dinner. So that would be really cool. And yeah, that is just idea number 2, a family planner. For the third idea, this is a home planner. So this is mostly, I have cleaning tasks on here, but this could also be for home projects. So this layout also works great for that. I did very minimal stickers here just so you can see how to do the layout without stickers if you didn't want to buy them or you don't have any. So for priorities up here, these are just things, you know, we got to get done this week because maybe we've been putting them off. So, you know, this family, they want a new entryway rug and they have to fix the back door. Maybe if I want to use a real life example, their toddler messed up the doorknob. So there's that. Habits, I put like daily cleaning tasks here, things you wouldn't need to like schedule to do once a week. These are things that just get done every day. So tidy up the kitchen, sweep the floors, quick mopping of the floors, do the dishes, do a load of laundry, and pick up toys. To do, I left it as a to-do section. Just put some things on here This person wants to update their cleaning rotation, make a special projects list, and they have to pick a paint color for the bedroom. Notes, this is just, she likes orange and white for the bedroom. That's what she wants to do. So she made a note of it so that she remembers. And then she made a note to herself to measure the living room window because maybe she just thought about it and had to jot it down real quick. So left that as notes. This section, this is where she breaks down all of her tasks for the day. So on Monday, she does the kitchen, she cleans the pantry, cleans the fridge, cleans the laundry room. Tuesday, bathroom, dining room, and she's going to fix the door that day, or her husband's going to fix the door that day, or somebody's going to fix the door that day. But for whatever reason, she's doing it that day. Wednesday, she wants to clean up the cat's area, tidy that. If you have cats, they make a mess, you know. She wants to do her bedroom. This is, I'm using my kids' names here, but Winnie's bedroom, and then the upstairs hallway. This is my cleaning schedule, by the way. So I used my own and then added mock stuff. My bedroom doesn't need to be painted, and the door is fine. I'm just, yeah. So Thursday, entryway and living room. Friday, that's when I clean my son's 2 rooms. Saturday, the porch, the outside, do the gardening and landscaping. And then that's the day she picked to paint her bedroom. So that's what she's doing. Sunday, she's got to take the trash out, deep clean the litter boxes with the bleach and meal prep. And then this section here, I put it as a to buy section. So she wants new dish towels and they're out of laundry soap. So she's going to have to get that. So yeah, this is also a really good way to use it. Again, this is kind of a home task planner. And you can also put like, you know, this is trash day or home tasks. You can also do, you got paid, so you want to pay the bills on Tuesday. You can put meal planning on here, grocery ordering, anything home related. This is a really great layout for that. My last idea that I have for you is a work planner. This is a really straightforward, boring work week, but here it is. So this person, for priorities, she has to send an email to Candace. She has to get a report out by Wednesday. Same thing with the habits here. I don't use them, so I probably would cover this, but in this case, this person has to make sure we check emails every day, clean her inbox, and tidy her office. To-do list, I left this as a to-do list. Fantastic for work. I don't know about you, but I am very lucky right now to be a stay-at-home mom, but I worked in corporate for 6 years, and the to-do list was always needed. And it was, if I didn't have that, the world would end. So to-do list, I just put some stuff on here. So she's got the same thing up here. These are just priority, but I always rewrote them on my to-do list. So she's got to send that email, that report's due. She has to start her next month planning, draft a document, and send a PDF. So the notes, I always needed a notes section too at work. So this one, she has to check whatever this is, you know, maybe it's a claim or an email or whatever for a file. And then she made a note that she needs to send it, and then she checked it off because she did it. So there's that. And this side, just work tasks, meetings, Zoom call, that report is due. She's going to prep next week. This section I did not fill out. You can use this for anything. You can put, you know, the lunches that you packed that week, or if you had special days at the office or work from home days, or if you did any overtime, things like that. You can use this as kind of like whatever you'd use your sidebar for. I used to track a lot on my sidebar for work when I plan in the hourly, so I think this would be a fantastic layout for work as well. So those are all the ideas that I have today for you. I hope that this gave you some inspiration and some ideas on how you could use this layout for your own planning. If you use this layout in any specific way besides weekly plans, I would love to hear about it. I think this is a really versatile layout, and it is one of my favorites. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next video.